My name is Reezy.
Do you think it's funny that I always say Reezy?
No, it's always good. You said you were a poor student, so like...
It's true. He's right. I didn't put out on my Instagram yet the I suck video. I made a video in 2008 that said I suck, and one of the examples of me saying that I suck is I suck at pronunciating and saying things the right way.
What's good, fam? Made it to New York City. It is now, it's not 2:50 in the morning, it's 5:50 in the morning. It's almost 6 in the morning. And unfortunately, I didn't get a wink of sleep on the plane last night. I tried my best, but I was super uncomfortable and a little nervous about today, I guess. It's kind of like meeting Santa Claus. What's good, guys? It took like an hour to get to Manhattan from the airport on the subway. I finally made it, guys. It took more than an hour to get here from the airport, but look who's here. Hey guys, awesome. I'm staying with Zach, so thanks, Zach. Yeah, dude. Check out how cool this is.
I've created in the last year or two, but I don't get to do often because, you know, first I like mixing up the guests I have. The format, if you're listening or watching for the first time, is 3 guests and we just kind of shoot the shit, talk about different stuff, people that I have context for. Either I'm watching very carefully from afar or actually know. All 3 here I actually know pretty well. 2 I've met several times in person, and 1 I've interacted with you the most actually, but we haven't met, and I'm glad we finally did that. And so go ahead, my man.
My name is Reezy.
Do you think it's funny that I always say Reezy?
No, it's always good. You said you were a poor student, so like...
It's true. He's right. By the way, I don't know if you saw this. Yesterday I put out a piece of content. Oh, I didn't put out on my Instagram yet the I suck video. I made a video in 2008 that said I suck, and one of the examples of me saying that I suck is I suck at pronunciating and saying things the right way. Because in the wine world, when I was doing Wine Library TV, I would get these hate emails from Italy and be like, it's Barala, not Barala. Like, people would get so pissed at me.
Right.
And literally, I haven't had that feeling for years until I started giving you daps in the wrong pronunciation.
So apparently knowing that 2 vowels followed by a consonant is a long vowel doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
You ready for this? I've never heard. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah.
I've never heard that.
2 vowels is always long when followed by a consonant.
Yeah, I don't even know what a fucking consonant is.
It's a non-vowel. But anyways, yeah, I go by Reezy. I grew up super poor, food stamps, welfare, government health care. I never knew anyone that owned a business, had a nice car. No one in my family graduated high school, owned a house, nothing. I was homeless. I lived in hotels. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade, had a kid, got married when I was 16, still married 18 years later.
Let's go.
13 years ago, I found out about selling books on Amazon, and within a year...
How? Somebody said something somewhere?
I was already into eBay because they were running commercials on TV when I was like 14, so I sold everything I could.
Yep.
And I was an avid reader. One day I sold my Star Wars books that I read, and they went for, I started them for a penny, and they went for like 80% of the retail value, which blew my mind. Later
Right.
on in life, I was in thrift stores, I seen people with barcode scanners scanning books.
Like,
I would ask them, what are they doing? They would clam up and they would like ignore, like act like I was invisible. Imagine an adult acting like you're invisible. So I was like, oh, they're making a lot of fucking money. So, and I'm technology minded. They have
for all
barcode
the people out there,
scanners.
that's called street smarts.
Yeah.
Like some of the things they don't teach you in school is when somebody clams up, it's because they're making a lot of money.
Right.
Keep going, man.
So they had
Reezy.
they had a barcode scanner, and I was like, oh, those are, you know, at least $100 to $300. So they got to be making some money. So I like drilled into it. YouTube wasn't
Hold on,
out
that
yet.
just
The
made me
iPhone
smile.
wasn't
Hold on, I gotta
out.
stop because that just makes me smile too. You know, like just thinking about your psychology at that point, be like, yo, they're really on because they got
That's
that bar
expensive.
scopes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's amazing. But keep going.
So smartphones weren't out
Yes.
yet. iPhone wasn't out.
Yes.
YouTube wasn't out
Yes.
yet. There was no Reezy Resells. There's no books I could read. You
Yeah.
know, I exhausted my Google foo trying to figure out what it was, and I couldn't figure out how they were doing the books. Eventually, I just kept asking every person I would
Somebody
run
told me
into,
what
and
you were.
finally, some old lady, she just
Told you.
told me everything right away, and I was like, "Thank you." I ran home, looked it all up, and then I started selling books the next day. Apparently, they were selling on Amazon. I didn't even know what Amazon was at the time. This was 14 years ago. And so been selling books and other things on Amazon full time for the last 13 years, and I sold over 5 million gross in that time period. About 3 years ago, I found a little green and black book called Crush It when I was scanning books to sell, and I scanned it. It wasn't worth anything.
Fuck.
No offense. But something about it just intrigued me. It's like it reminded me of money. It's called Crush It. Like what like douche names their book Crush It? Nobody ever. And then I had just read the Delivering Happiness book, Zappos book, and he has a quote on the back of the book or whatever. So that sold me. I went home, opened it, read the whole thing. Like I just sat down and read the whole thing. And that's how I learned who you were. And I was like, holy shit, I've been doing social media. I was like that guy that would like post pictures of his dinner and get like 13 likes and be like, yeah, I'm fucking killing it.
Yep.
Like, and then I was like, wait a minute, like I've been using it like a TV, and now I can like push messages out and like everything. The whole, if you guys haven't read Crush It, that's the fucking blueprint, right? It's like, what do you want to do? How can you bring people around you? Like, what, you know, bring all your boys to the yard or whatever. And I was like, shit, I know how to sell shit. And before that, I was like 13 years of radio silence. I didn't tell nobody shit. I was clamming up on people. And as soon as I started sharing, I started making more money. People were like, "Oh, Reezy, how come you don't go to the factory outlet and sell Nikes on Amazon?" And I was like, "You could sell Nikes on Amazon?" It's like, holy. They're like, "How come you don't sell DVDs?" I was like, "You could sell DVDs." Like I was super.
When are people going to realize doing the right thing is the right thing? Never?
I don't know. It's hard for me. I grew up in a really selfish family, not religious, like just super selfish. And then through following your blueprint and helping other people, which totally started out as a selfish thing in the beginning. I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to get my moment or whatever. People start texting me, "Hey, we're in Disneyland right now with the family, and I never thought I would be able to take my kids to Disneyland, but because of what you did, and we're able to have nice things now." Or, you know, my husband lost his job. They canned him, and our family's thriving because of your free content that you put out helped us to achieve stuff. And I get messages like that every day. And like you said, it's what do you say? It's like oxygen. I say it's like crack. Not that I know what crack is, but like I mean, like I've never experienced it. But you know what I mean? It's like intense, right? It's like there's nothing more.
It's a high.
And then
do you know what happens if you take too much oxygen? It's a high.
Yeah. So and then just real quick to wrap it up. When you started the 2017 Flip Challenge, right? Because I stopped watching your content a long time ago, as you instructed me, right?
Yeah.
You get me sometimes on Instagram and Facebook with the short form, but
I can still sneak in once in a while.
Right. When the 2017 Flip Challenge started, my phone started blowing up, and like all my boys were texting me like, "Bro, he put you on," and I'm like, "What?" And because you had mentioned me before, but this was like you guys had clips from my Snapchat on there, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's 2 months ago." So someone at Vayner was watching my Snap 2 months ago. It was you?
Well, I don't watch
recorded it?
I'm always watching what's happening. I don't watch anything. I'm watching React. I don't consume any Barstool. This is real. None. I've never consumed any of Pat McAfee, KF's, none. But I know Barstool's the most important thing going on in sports.
Right.
because I consume people.
Yeah.
I've never consumed a single thing of yours.
Right.
I've consumed people taking a screenshot of your YouTube with fucking you with boxes. What I know about you visually is like boxes in the background of your garage because it was a still shot of somebody being like, yo, this Gary, you like flipping stuff on garage sales. This guy likes flipping stuff. You know what I mean? And then you were emailing me like, hey, crush it, help me. It was very nice. And I read all my comments and I read culture, thus I can put 2 to 2 together. So when I decided to do it, because the reason that happened was because of Breakfast Club. I went on Breakfast Club the first time, I'm doing my thing, and DJ Envy's like, yo, this is all fun, motivational guy. Charlemagne was like, GaryVees the shit, but Envy at that point was like, yo, prove it to me. He's like, so give us a real piece of advice for the people listening who don't have.
The Dollar Tree rant.
I will always go to, every time people ask me what would happen if I would lose it all, I go right back to the Dollar Tree garage sales, Goodwill, because I can go from 0 to $1 million in cash. If I got dropped in, if my face fell off my body like that Travolta Nicolas Cage, right? And now I'm like, a Latino woman tomorrow. I can go from 0 to $1 million easy because the high I get. Do you know I found this Thundercat at a garage sale on Saturday a year ago at 12:45 p.m. of a garage sale on a table in package for $1? They weren't sleeping. Everyone was sleeping. This shit's supposed to sell at 6 in the morning if it's on a table for $1 at a garage sale. Like when you know.
Is it original?
Of course it's original.
Damn. You know too, right? Those are the toys you had.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know 80s toys,
right.
Like fucking, you don't even want to know how. And I know like Rainbow Bright and fucking My Little Ponies. Like I'll tell you the name of the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja. Like I'm fucking deep.
Yeah. So
anyway, so that's what you did.
So yeah,
the phone blows up.
When you started the 2017.
Flip challenge.
Yeah, that kind of like I was like, oh, he's talking about my shit now.
Yeah.
Like now I can really like get in the comments and like help people. Yeah. But before the 2017 Flip Challenge, what kind of really started our love affair was you were live streaming the 8-hour live stream.
That's right, and you showed it. And I was like, how many books did you sell?
You were streaming on 3 platforms: Periscope, Facebook, and Meerkat, which is dead now.
Yes.
I couldn't get on Periscope. I couldn't get on Facebook. Literally, one wouldn't let me on, the other one wouldn't let me comment, and all I wanted to do was comment, and so I took the third door. I went on Meerkat, and then I had my comment ready to paste, and I was just waiting, and there was like this lull where you like got all close to the screen, and I was like, boom, posted it, and then you read it, and it was like all out loud, and you like had a good reaction, and then I ripped it off of off of Meerkat, and I asked you if I could use it for my YouTube intro, and that was it.
That was it, man. I'm glad you're here. What are you obsessed with right now? Like a new drink, a new t-shirt, a new show, your nephew's new girlfriend? Like, give me something here.
I'm super into coffee, specifically espresso.
Ooh,
I have a machine at home.
Is it fancy?
Yeah, super fancy. But it's like I got it for cheap. I got it for cheap on eBay. I repaired it.
But
it's sick.
Guys, these espresso machines are expensive.
I
just found out about this. I don't know if people know about this. You can spend like $20,000 on an espresso machine.
Oh, yeah.
A personal one?
Yeah,
but
I didn't know this.
What does the cost do? Like, what makes it better?
So it's just all about like
the name on the machine.
No, not really. It's all about consistency, right? So like your Nespresso, that's just like some bullshit, right? You're like whatever it is. So it's like it's like manual. You grind the coffee, an expensive grinder. The particle size of the coffee is uniform. You put it in the thing, and
do you feel like
is it ritual?
Feel nice? Yeah.
I drink a lot of coffee, so I do take pride in knowing like what's going into it. Like I used to drink 8 cups of coffee a day, and my boy Chris Baca, who is like a nationally ranked barista, he owns this coffee that I brought for the team or whatever. He would see me coming, he's like, dude, you drink like 8 cups of coffee a day. Have you ever tried espresso? And I was like, no, what's espresso? And he's like, well, it's like 4 to 6 ounces of coffee, caffeine wise, but in a 1 ounce package. So you get all your caffeine you need, but you have a lot less acidic beverage in your stomach. So for me, it just started out with like hacking it, basically. Like, cool, I'll have less of a stomach ache and I'll be just as jacked up. And then I became like enamored with it, and to learn like, oh,
it became like a wine thing.
Exactly, 100%. I shit you not. When I started seeing like going back into the old wine content, because you started doing like the brown bag stuff, so I was like, I like this shit. So I started watching the old shit, and I realized that like I knew dick about like the finer things in life until I started doing like food wise or whatever, until I started doing the coffee, because it's like Where is it from? How is it
And then it
roasted?
opens up the whole
How is
world.
it prepared?
Now-
What does it taste like? Butter, toffee, like fungus,
It's
like
cool,
whatever
right?
the heck. It's insane.
And that's what gets you into like sushi or oysters, or it just opens up the
Do you
whole
think
world.
it tastes
Right.
better if you buy it? Like I can't. It doesn't matter how good whatever machine. I don't have a good machine.
Right,
That's
right.
probably part of it. But like, I have to buy coffee. It tastes better if I buy it. Do you think
Oh,
that's
then
true or
you
not?
make it.
Yes. If it's
No,
it's
I
not
think
from
in
somebody
10
else.
minutes I can teach you how to make the best cup
Really?
of coffee
Okay,
in
that's
your
the
house.
next episode of PodSessions. Reezy's been hitting me up for 3 years, like, yo, can I get a fucking physical cosign? I appreciate the verbal cosigns. Reezy, what's the best like little flip you've had, like whether it's a book or something? Like, listen,
Single flip?
nothing gets a high for me like a single micro flip. I actually don't
Oh,
want
I
to
got
hear
you.
about you buying out a warehouse and
No,
making
no, I got
80K.
you.
I'm talking about one book, one scan, or I don't even know what
No,
you're
I
currently
got
up
this.
to on the
It's not a
flip.
book. So
I didn't think it would be.
the best single item I ever flipped.
No, I don't want historics. We'll go to that too. In the last 60 days, because I assume you're still a practitioner,
Yeah.
or are you now just a fucking pontificator?
No.
Respect.
Right.
So, what have you flipped in the last 60, 70, 80 days that was just like a funny one-off? I want some random shit. You're like,
It's super boring.
No,
Because
I love
I
that
sell
shit.
mostly books, so I
got
definitely
it.
sold several $300 books in
So
the
let's-
last
I-
month that
okay,
I bought
need
for a
that.
quarter.
cool. So I need this.
How
is,
do you know that they're great when you buy them?
He scans the fuck out of them.
So
you-
we have the
You
entire
have a $300
Amazon.
scan.
Yeah, well they're cheaper now. Technology caught up. And we have smartphones. So I have the entire database of Amazon in my phone, and then I scan it with the barcode. I
He
don't
sees the
need
price
Wi-Fi.
thing.
I don't
Ready
need
for this?
cell
Ready
signal.
for this? Ready for this? Not only does he have a sense of the price, but he has a sense of the demand.
Okay, so you know the market.
Yeah, now I wanted to give this to the audience too. It's called sales rank on Amazon. So it's the number that indicates how well something sells, and they're separate for each category. So
Yep.
in books, the number one best-selling book has a sales rank of 1,
Right.
and I'm sure like
Crushing
Gary,
it. It's probably crushing it.
Well, maybe
Nah.
on launch day. Do you know what you got up to on launch day?
On launch day 6,
No, that's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Can I ask you a
So
question?
2 actually, I think.
Wait,
Sorry.
so Saturday mornings, are you just prowling around yard
Oh,
sales?
yeah.
I don't mean to be nice.
Not anymore.
No,
he's
I-
now,
I don't
he's
do yard
VIP.
sales
I
too
do.
much.
I do.
You do.
Because
Do
I'm
you
an
have
amateur.
staff that does that?
I actually really enjoy it. Like one of my favorite things is to just look up completed sales on eBay.
By the way,
and like
that is
Gary,
my-
you
that's-
just go, oh, marbles. Like I'm just basically copying. Which marbles are worth money. Whoa, mind blown. You're like, well, people collect vintage paper. Like
It's the
and
best.
it's just and you're like, I saw some last week. They were throwing it away. Like
It's
you
So
just
have
get
you
hyped
created
on
like
it.
an affiliate model? Because that's what I'm doing
So,
with Barstool, basically.
I-
I think that's fascinating.
No, it's
I am
different.
not good at monetizing my audience or anything. I
Okay.
still do my core business, like my business that I run, which I have a business
He's
partner
following-
with.
he's following the
And then I
blueprint,
do,
the smart one.
and then I do my personal brand, which makes me a little bit of money. Like my YouTube video, there's links. Like if you need a
He's
printer,
doing my model.
go get the
Okay.
printer.
He's
or
super
whatever.
smart.
But
He's gonna
Okay.
get bigger economics when he gets paid $100,000 for one speech than making an
Okay,
art.
fine.
Got it?
Yeah,
He's
I'm
playing
very
long term.
personality.
I'm actually going to
he-
London to speak in
Right.
2 weeks.
He, like
Okay.
me, has economics elsewhere, thus isn't monetizing his
Fine,
audience.
I got you.
Got it? To build the attention to
Totally.
monetize in the future if he even chooses
Sure.
to.
Smart.
What's going to eventually happen is he's going to realize the admiration's a bigger high than the money,
Yeah.
and he's not going to get to
Yeah, yeah.
even monetizing the audience,
Which is okay.
which is the best. That's how you
Yeah,
fucking
because
have
now
legacy
I
and
Totally.
everything.
because now last year people would hit me up for sponsored YouTube videos, and I would tell them my price, and they would not even
Yep.
answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now I tell them, and they pay me right away.
Yep.
So
Wow.
I'd be raising the price soon.
Good for you.
What's the best single? So 300, ready? Because I need people to hear this, because I'm upset. Listen, you know how passionate I am about this.
Yeah, of
Authentically
course.
passionate. I don't talk about anything outside my kind of normal stuff, other than a little bit of co-signing some hip-hop artists on the rise, and a little bit of and you've seen I've gotten really hot on because I'm getting 1,000 emails that say, oh, you okay, GaryVee, but I have no money.
Right.
So I went to the Rogus place, which is cool. Here's the new flip. Craigslist free.
Yep.
It's free.
I saw that.
You go and you take it. It's fucking free. Then you go to Facebook Marketplace, because the thing that you learn about Craigslist free, he's as good as books are small. Craigslist free is bad because shit is big. It's like a fucking chair and fucking cinder block and right?
Totally.
They still don't believe you though.
Right. So
They still don't
it's
believe
free. So my thing is not arbing on Amazon and eBay, which is what I would recommend for his world and the stuff I love. But on Craigslist, the flip is Amazon Marketplace. Excuse me, Facebook Marketplace. You go and pick up a fucking hammock.
Yep.
And then you list it for 30 on Facebook and you sell it in fucking 5 minutes. The reason so many people are selling them in 5 minutes is it's a supply and demand game. Facebook Marketplace is still not saturated, but Facebook is so at scale that people are seeing shit. Yes.
It's clockwork. There's so much free stuff that, like, for example, we moved to an apartment, we moved to a condo from our house, and we had a trampoline at our house. Well, we can't have a trampoline at the condo, so I tried to sell it for months before we moved. No one bought it, so I gave it away for free the day before we moved. Free trampoline that I only had for 3 months, 18-foot trampoline.
How much did you pay for it?
Probably $350 at least. And they got it for free, and you could easily sell that.
So for 90,
you have to wait it out. You have to use better keywords. You have to put it on a different marketplace. Treadmills. January, people are like, I'm gonna get fit. They buy treadmills. They buy freaking workout machines, whatever they're called, and then they do it for like a month.
And March
gets dusty. Then it's on the free section because no one's gonna buy a treadmill. People buy a brand new treadmill.
You need to be creative.
Yeah.
Basically. Are they usually college books?
So the best-selling books are nonfiction mostly. Textbooks are the cream of the crop for sure. It's a huge scam. So like if you've been to college, you know that hurts. You know it's like $250 books,
and you don't read it.
Yeah.
I know you do heavy heavy Goodwill, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Do you ever garage sale?
I used to a lot.
Okay, and so now I know why it's less efficient than Goodwill and other things, and church sales and book sales. I get that. Take me back to garage sale day.
Right.
Did you ever hit a mother load where you literally rolled up on like a professor or like a former college admin and there was like 88 textbooks? Did you ever, like AJ, my brother, right?
Right.
We have the story of, we were hardcore, we were so right about video games. Like I love when people are like, oh, I just posted this article about why I'm going all in on Twitch, and my whole social media is like, oh, I beat GaryVee to something, you're so late, you suck, and I'm laughing. I'm like, motherfucker, I was buying video games in 2000, like cartridges, because I thought there would be memorabilia in 2030, when you were like fucking 2, dick. Like, I'm not late, I'm just entering when I enter. So we were hardcore video games. We were so right. We used to have like 100 Contras. They were 5 back in the day. They're like 45 now. Like we nailed it, right? If my dad didn't throw them all away out of spite and anger of us holding them there, it would have been like an incredible ROI. What's really interesting to me is we did have that one day that we dreamed of. We rolled up on a Friday afternoon, which is, again, to an old man that was 70, which, again, never has video games, right? But somehow it must have been his grandkid stuff. AJ finds a box with unlimited rare RPG games like Ninja Gaiden Trilogy and fucking Mega Man this and five. Literally AJ bought for $10, 40 games that was worth almost $3,000–4,000.
Wow. That's so sick.
Did you ever have that in the textbook game?
I rolled up at a Christian school and they were completely closing down. Or they were selling everything. I'm assuming they were closing.
How'd you find that? Was that Craigslist or the internet, or were you driving and saw a big sign?
No, it was. I use an app called Yard Sale Treasure Map, and it aggregates all the different yard sales,
garage sale. I know all that shit.
So I don't remember because I was just going to a different one. But
so you roll up.
It wasn't as big of a lick as it could have been because it was an elementary school. So elementary school textbooks are not. You know, it's rare that they're worth like $30. I got like 500 books, and you know, like $30 books. I got like 20 copies of it. You know, so they weren't like $250 books. I paid like $0.25 a book or something, but it wasn't even about the money. They were just happy that I took all the books because people were taking the desks, people were taking the furniture. They were like, what are we going to do with all these books? I was like, I'll take them.
And so what did you have to do? Did you have to go, did you have a big enough vehicle?
I just packed them in the Subaru, multiple trips.
You were able to, multiple trips.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about one of mine, back to paper, which I learned along the way was great too. This is a great story that I don't think I've ever told. I was going to a wine library business meeting. And AJ was in high school, 2005. In 2003 or 4, like a 2:30, like go to this restaurant, taste wine, buy for the store.
Before you get into it,
yeah,
Erica's got to go in like 5 minutes.
Fine, keep going. This story's too good. I don't care if Erica.
Go.
I'm going like 2:30 in Chatham, New Jersey, to fucking Serenade to taste like 13 Rieslings to buy one for a wine library, and I see, and I'm a hair, and I mean like. Erica has to go in 5 minutes hair early, right? And it's like garage sale today, Friday. And Fridays are gangster because a lot of like the scale comes on Saturday morning. Fridays at work. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going. And one of these weird ones where I said I can't go, and then at the last second, so I kind of like had to go. I like went past the turn and almost got like into an accident. And I roll up. I walk in, and I see an old Huckleberry. What's that Hanna-Barbera character? Huck. I don't know.
The bluish dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Huckleberry Finn?
Yeah, so
Huckleberry Hound?
Huckleberry Hound. So I saw 1978 Knickerbocker Huckleberry Hound, nice condition. I'm like, boom, got it, $1, good. That's like 30. I'm already pumped, right? I go in the basement and I see fucking boxes, and I mean 80 boxes, and I roll up into it, and it is playbills from Broadway at a scale that you couldn't believe, from the 40s to the 80s.
Wow.
So I go and it's an estate sale, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get fucked, because you know estate sales blow because they're more expensive. I go, how much? They're like, well, 50 cents a piece. I'm like, how much do you want for all of this to go? All of it. And I know no value. I'm a purist. I don't look shit up. I still like jerk myself around. If I was doing food, I would look up everything. Yeah. But I'm still, and back then you couldn't look up this way. No smartphones. We used to have to do it on a fucking gut. They go, well, what about 120? And I'm like, what about 20? And I'm like, 20. Like I try to do some like Obi-Wan Kenobi shit. Like the rest was like 20. They're like, 30 and it's yours. I take it, I buy it. I did have a cell phone. Yeah, I had a cell phone. Yes, I called Barna. What was his name? Dave Barna. I called Dave Barna. I'm like, yo, I'm sick, or I fucking, and drove home to AJ to take him out of high school to look up all this shit. Nonetheless, we made like a quadrillion, and there was like 1940 baseball guides. There was the fucking original Pinocchio fucking movie.
Wow.
They like, and then like Betty Davis and like fucking Judy Garland. Like they were like 30, 40, 50. 25 cents for 300. I need people to understand who are listening right now.
Yeah.
Get a fucking scanner. Like, how much are these scanners now?
Like 100, 150 bucks refurbished, 300 brand new.
All right, Tyler, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something Reezy. We're gonna do a day. Like, we're gonna do a day, and I'm just gonna give out like fucking 50 of them. Just gonna pick a day in September when we get back, just random, and we're gonna do some sort of funny. He's gonna tweet something cryptic, and I'm gonna see who replies, and just fucking hit him hard. Giving away fucking scanners, because this will be literally be, you know, this will be me giving people a fishing pole. And they're gonna fucking eat. Erica, you gotta bounce in 2 minutes. Hope and expectations, two different things. And when you learn how to separate that shit, you get real happy real fast.
Yeah, hope for the best, expect for the worst, right?
100%.
And
have
you're
empathy.
always happy.
Have empathy.
Right.
Empathy is what got you here. Like, okay, cool. We need to put him on the next spot, like, because he's close. You know, like it's cool. Like, you know. Which
is why I really resonate with you being an immigrant. I'm not an immigrant, but I grew up with immigrants because I grew up so poor. You know, I grew up in the barrio, and I never had anything to lose. My parents neglected me, so I learned how to ask and not give a shit. Because like, what did I have to lose? You know, I need to speak up, or you're not going to listen. That's how I became a salesman.
Pride's really cute when you got something.
Right. And then what
happens?
You know
what? Let's stay here for a second, right? Pride's really cute when you have something. When you don't have food or shelter, that's why, you know, I make this comment a lot. I'm like, I would not judge somebody who's got nothing and is homeless stealing fruit from a basket. I don't know what else to tell you. I can't get over it. That is my truth belief. Like, I get it.
You actually said that you would steal food for feed your kids if you had to.
Because I would. Because I'm telling you the truth. I would. And I would keep score, and if my circumstances changed, I'd roll up on a fucking, you know, bodega 9 years later and be like, yo, here's 83 bucks. And guys be like, what? I'm like, I stole $83 worth of shit. 3 years. Actually, I stole 72. That's inflation. Got you. See ya. Like, you know, like, I believe in the macro. I think it's why I'm not scared of making mistakes. What do you have to say?
First off, Gary is obviously the GOAT. Like, if you don't like consume his content, at least check it out. I recommend everybody to read Crush It because it thoroughly changed my life. And second,
is it crazy that that book was written in 2008, came out in 2009? Yeah. Like how right historically that book is?
No, it's insane. It's the blueprint. You don't need like just read Crush It. That's it. You don't need to read the other books. You don't need to watch anything. Just read Crush It. And if if you're not succeeding in whatever you want to do after that, like it's your own fault. But other than that, if you're not happy with your 9 to 5, go to Reezy.tv and hit subscribe.
Spell it.
Reezy.tv. REEZY.tv.
I want to give you all a hug, man. It's just like so much love in one place.
Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited to read it.